Hey guys, this is day 6 of healing from my elbow ligament injury, and I gotta say I'm really happy. I've had ligament injuries in the past, and this one is healing far faster than anything I've had in the past, and I'm now close to 39 years old, so you would expect it to heal a little slower. I really attribute its faster healing to my better understanding of how to deal with these things from a holistic perspective. So if you've watched the other 2 videos so far since my ligament injury started, you've noticed a trend that I am addressing the healing of this injury through both physical, mental, nutritional, sleep modalities. All right, so just to kind of catch you guys up to speed on the progress, here's the good elbow, and I can now get in a front rack, right? I always could with this one, so I'm able to touch my trap with my hand, and here, look at that, I can actually touch my trap now with the injured one. There is a slight bit of pain and compression here when I do it, but that's a world of difference from 6 days ago where that arm was stuck out here. I can also fully extend the arm now, so they are essentially equal in terms of range of motion and extension. So huge progress over the last 6 days. The first video I touched a lot on the physical things that I'm doing. I've continued dosing physical movement, but not doing it as exercise, just little bits throughout the day since I made that first video. For example, yesterday I got on the assault bike and just simply, pedaled and moved my arms for 5-minute intervals. And I would get off the assault bike, go hang from a bar, play around with hanging, and then I'd do some bear crawling, and then short break, and then I'd repeat that throughout the day. So, I'm varying up the movement, but the point of all that movement is really to encourage lots and lots of blood flow into the area and lymphatic fluid out of the area. So second video I touched on sleep and how important that is. That is definitely big, all right? And that'll tie in to what I want to share with you today, which is the nutritional side of things, what I've been doing. So I definitely have been eating more calories, all right, than I typically would. And I've been making sure that I avoid inflammatory foods that are known to cause me some issues particularly. So there are definitely certain vegetables, like broccoli, for example, in large amounts that causes me issues with gas and bloating. Refined wheat, so white breads, wheat in general. If I have a little bit of it, I'm okay, but generally avoided it. A lot of grains other than white rice I've sort of avoided since this injury, so I've removed inflammatory stuff. So I've also added anti-inflammatory things into my diet. So stuff that I've done for a long time, but now they've increased the sort of dosage of those things. So let me bring a couple over. So a lot of people are going to be surprised that this doesn't look like a bunch of drugs. All right, so let's talk about the nutrition, like the whole foods part. So this is your grandmother's chicken broth, bone broth. You can make it out of beef broth, any bones. I buy it from a farm up in Pennsylvania. It's literally frozen right now. I just picked it up this morning. I drink a cup of this every night, and I also try and drink a cup of it before I take my naps midday on the days that I can nap, right? So this does a great job of keeping me in much deeper sleep, so the quality of sleep goes way up with consuming bone broth right before bed. It does a wonderful thing of the collagen and some of the amino acids that really coat the stomach lining and trigger parasympathetic system response, as well as improved digestion. Throughout the day, I'm dosing as well with fermented food. So this is also bought from the same farm, Pennsylvania. Just happens to be a small container, so I could bring it in and show you guys. It's fermented bell peppers. I eat sauerkraut, I eat kimchi, all traditionally fermented. I have fermented beets, fermented zucchini, kombucha. These things I do in small amounts throughout the day, and this will all tie into the other two parts. So improving your bacterial health is super important for assimilating, for absorbing nutrients. All right, so taking probiotics as a supplement is okay, but you look at half of the probiotic supplements out there, they only have a few strains of a particular bacteria, and you have over 1,500 in your intestinal tract. And so fermented foods do a much better job of creating sort of a larger variety of bacteria, and so your body can sort of work with a lot more synergism. So a while back I learned that I don't produce very much stomach acid, and if you want to ask me how I learned that, there are some definitely easy at-home tests to sort of generally confirm whether that is you. The majority of people, it sounds like over the age of 35 here in the United States, are probably dealing with this issue, and particularly people who find that they're sensitive to meats. So animal flesh proteins are very hard to absorb when you don't have sufficient hydrochloric acid being produced by the stomach. So I've added two things over the last several months. One is apple cider vinegar. Drink a tablespoon or two of this before each meal, or literally right before, like essentially as part of the meal. Yes, I have a container of this that I travel around with, and that has made a ton of difference in improving my digestion. So I used to get bloating, indigestion, gas, and that's all a reflection of particularly animal proteins in my case not being broken down and absorbed correctly. Nutrition is all about absorption. I don't care what you put in your body, it's not being absorbed and broken down, you may as well be not putting in there at all. So this apple cider vinegar definitely helps with the absorption for people who have low stomach acid. And then you have a very inexpensive product called betaine HCl with pepsin, which is a digestive enzyme. These are all hydrochloric acid and pepsin are both released into the stomach, and is all part of, again, digesting your food in general, but animal proteins specifically. Learning through educated guidance on how to use this has helped tremendously. It's not something you just randomly start taking. There is a method to learning how to use both these things, but I can promise you that is a factor in my healing, because that means the foods that I'm putting in are actually being absorbed much better than they were a year ago, and that's why one of the reasons why I'm healing so fast. So other things I'm using kind of along so this is sort of the whole food route. Right here's more supplementation route. So it's been a long time since I've taken ibuprofen. I don't anymore. Open up PubMed.gov and you'll find that any of the non-steroidal anti-inflammatory drugs, they do a decent job of low-level pain management, but they are terrible on your GI system. All right, completely negating half this other stuff, right? Creating ulcers and things of that nature in many cases, and they slow the rate of tissue healing dramatically. And this isn't conjecture. I'm not making shit up. Go look it up yourself. If you want to heal faster, you should not be. You should be using NSAIDs as little as possible. It's your body. You do what the doctor says if that's what you want to do, or you can go educate yourself and sort of find sort of a middle ground. So instead of the non-steroidal anti-inflammatory drugs, focus on products like turmeric, and combined with black pepper, it is a very it absorbs and is used very much better than if you just take turmeric alone, which is a root, by the way. It's a yellow root ground up into a powder. The active ingredient in it is curcumin, and that has extremely efficient anti-inflammatory effects, and is a bit of an analgesic kind of effect too, a pain relieving effect. So I'm taking close to somewhere around 2 grams of curcumin a day, which means I'm taking more than that in turmeric. Turmeric because turmeric isn't just curcumin, but this happens to be a product you can buy many of them, Amazon, whatever, locally. This happens to be the one that I picked up at Dr. Jones's office because I wanted to have something immediate. Omega-3s, so not fish oil, but omega-3s specifically are anti-inflammatory. And a lot of people, the general health recommendation is take about 3 grams a day. Well, I have a ligament injury. I have a soft tissue injury. You can better believe that I'm taking somewhere around 15 to 30 grams a day. All right, much higher dosages. Again, open the literature, go to pubmed.gov. You will find that these high doses of omega-3s make a huge therapeutic effect for healing. All right? If you're taking things, you better learn how to take it in the right dosages, right? Just taking it doesn't mean it's going to necessarily help you. And you definitely got to source things well, too. So, enter liposomal vitamin D and vitamin C. All right, liposomal versions of these two products mean that they're sort of encapsulated in a fat molecule, which makes it easier for that to be absorbed. So that's why I choose these. And they're liquids, so it allows me to get in there faster and absorb easier, so that there's no powders and gelatin caps. So I take about 10 to 15,000 international units of vitamin D in a liposomal version every single day. And then liposomal vitamin C, I'm taking somewhere around 10 grams of that, slightly less, sometimes around something like that, 10 grams a day. Again, been shown to speed up the rate of healing. And the last thing is CBD oil. So it's made from hemp. So, these days in the media, you have cannabis, which is becoming all the rave, right? And the focus in the media is the THC compound from cannabis. So hemp and cannabis plants are very much related. And the hemp plants primarily these days are being used to make CBD oil. CBD is a molecule found in both cannabis and hemp, but the CBD oil is it's legal in every single state. So you can fly with this. You can go buy it at any cigar shop, smoke shop. You can buy it online on Amazon, and in certain dosages, this has been shown very effective to reduce pain and reduce inflammation. So I'm taking about 3 grams of CBD oil a day, somewhere around 1,500 milligrams to about 3,000 milligrams a day. It's taken sublingually, and go look it up. It's being drowned out in the media by the THC focus, but CBD is being used very effectively these days for various forms of arthritis and pain management, and it does not have any psychoactive properties, so you do not get high from it, but it has a lot of therapeutic benefits for pain management and anti-inflammatory properties to speed tissue healing. So this is part of my holistic approach to healing, and I absolutely can tell you from having had previous ligament injuries that this is a component to why I'm healing so quickly. So I've addressed things physically, and I've addressed things from the sleep standpoint, addressed things about my negative self-talk up here, turn it into a positive thing, and I've addressed things through nutritional means as well. I'll continue to do that and keep you guys updated on various strategies I'm using. All right, until next time.